What's going on, YouTube? Logan Prater here, back for another video. This time it's gonna be another ranking the songs video, and the band we're doing today is Blind Guardian. And also, as you can tell by the title, this ranking video is actually going to be a little longer. The Metallica video was top 20, and this ranking video is going to be a top 25 because there was just too many songs from Blind Guardian that I feel like I love, and I just couldn't, not have them in some sort of list. Couldn't have some of these songs being honorable mentions, like, some of those fringe songs right around 20. It was just like, I just can't, you know, I can't not include them in a list. And even at 25, there were still a few songs that, that I had to omit, but I was fine. I was okay with it, with omitting a couple, and I'll still have them as honorable mentions, but I'm not going to be ranking them. Um, so compared to the Metallica list, I would say this list was a lot harder, being that I don't know that I had a clear cut favorite song until I started really getting into the meat and potatoes at the top, and it kind of became clear more towards the end what was my favorite song. But this one, I really didn't know going in what was going to be my favorite song, and I'm still kind of debating. Any of them from the top five could be my favorite song on another day. And if I was probably to do this ranking video in a month, it could be totally different. There could be songs that weren't even in the honorable mentions that could be, in the top 25. But anyway, speaking of the honorable mentions, let's get into them. So there's two songs that I wanted to just kind of give a shout out to. Um, Maybe not because, well, one of them definitely not because it's like one of my favorites, but just because it's the holiday season. They just put out a song the other day called "Merry Xmas, Everybody," and that song is, while it's completely cheesy and fun, it's actually a pretty awesome song. And just the fact though that it was like a holiday themed and not really meant to be taken seriously was why I, obviously didn't want to include it. And the other one would be the single. I want to give a shout out to the single they put out this year. They actually performed it at the Vakken, what is it, Vakken Worldwide little live stream there for the first time. And it's called Violent Shadows. And this song really has some potential for me, maybe jumping into even like top 20, top 15. But I've just not had enough time with it yet for it to really be considered that. So, yeah, those two I want to definitely give a shout out to. Merry Xmas, Everybody, and Violent Shadows. Then there's three other songs that just barely missed the list, but I still want to talk about them just a little bit. Traveler in Time from Tales from the Twilight World. Time, What is Time from Somewhere Far Beyond. And Twilight of the Gods from their most recent, well, not their most recent metal album, Beyond the Red Mirror, because, they had that orchestra thing that I've still not yet to listen to that came out last year. Um, so yeah, there's the honorable mentions. So let's just jump into the top 25 and let's start with number 25. So we're going to go all the way back to the first album, and I think this is actually the only entry from this album on the list. There was one other song that I was considering, but it didn't even make the honorable mentions when I got down to ranking them. So from 1988's Battalions of Fear, we're going to go with the opening track, Majesty. Um, and this song is just fast, it kicks you in the nuts, and like pretty much every song on this list, it's got a great, catchy sing along chorus. And that was one of the things that I was looking for, when making this list was like, you know, does if it has it has to have that great catchy sing along chorus. And if it has great riffs and stuff, that's just bonus. And Majesty has all of that, and pretty much all these songs do. But great chorus, fast, awesome song. Majesty at number 25. Number 24, we're going to go to the 2006 album A Twist in the Myth, with the opening track off of that one, "This Will Never End," which you could almost say this could be the theme song for the time we're in right now with COVID. This will never end. But again, fast, heavy song that just kicks you in the nuts, and it's got a great chorus. That's going to be a lot of these songs on here. Um, so yeah, number 24, This Will Never End. Moving on to number 23, we're going to go to 1990's Tales from the Twilight World, and we're going to go with the song The Lord of the Rings. This one, I guess, was, as far as this is like the first but not last kind of entry of like a more of their ballad kind of songs. But it's the first one on this list, but not the last, like I said. But this one, I guess they didn't really do a song like this before. And this was a very important song, I guess, just, historically for the band because it really showed that they wanted to go in a different direction on that. Of course, they would show that a lot more with the albums that came after. But yeah, just a really catchy song about, you know, Tolkien and, and it's just got a great sing along parts, and it's just really awesome. And he talks about Sauron and the ring and all that. And what more can you ask for from a power metal song? Although it's really not power metal, this song, but yeah, Lord of the Rings at number 23. Moving on to number 22, we're going to go to 1992, Somewhere Far Beyond, and we're going to go with the title track. Um, just a classic. It's got some really great riffs. It's fast. I just, of course, again, great chorus. I'm probably going to say it with every song, or if it doesn't have a great chorus, it's got some sort of catchy choral gang vocal part that's just awesome. Um, but yeah, Somewhere Far Beyond at number 22. Moving on to number 21, to we're going to go back to Tales from the Twilight World and from 1990, and we're going to go with Welcome to Dying. Um, yeah, I remember this was one of the first Blind Guardian songs I ever heard, and I'll say that it was kind of a fringe song for this list, but then re-listening to it, and it's just, again, it's fast, it's awesome. Um, you know, I think, no, it's not this song. I was gonna say it's Lord of the Rings, but I don't think this one's about Tolkien either. But yeah, it's a great song. I'm thinking of another one that's coming later on this list that's kind of in the same vein. But anyway, yeah, Welcome to Dying. It's got a great riff. You know, fast. Again, kicks you in the nuts. What more can you ask from some early Blind Guardian material? So, Welcome to Dying at number 21. So, number 20, moving on to number 20. We are going to go to 1998's Nightfall in Middle Earth album, the first but certainly not last entry from that album. And we're going to go with Noldor, Dead Winter Rains. Um, Again, this one was also one of the first Blind Guardian songs I ever heard. Right as I was getting into the band, I was on kind of a long drive, so I decided to put on one of their, like, I guess, the Spotify playlist. It's called like This Is Blind Guardian, and this was one of the songs that came on, and it's just got, it's one of those first moments where I was listening to them where I was like, okay, there's that catchy power metal chorus that I've been kind of waiting on from these guys. And because before that, I'd heard more of the speed metal stuff as opposed to the more, power metal stuff. And this was one of the first more in the power metal style that I'd ever heard. And it's just a great song. And so yeah, Noldor, Dead Winter Rains coming in at number 20. So now we're gonna get into the top 20. Well, I guess we got in it with that song, but let's just move on. We're going to go to 2002's A Night at the Opera, and we're going to go with Under the Ice. Um, this one is, A Night at the Opera as an album is just super ambitious, and it's got, an infinite amount well, they recorded like an infinite amount of tracks on each song, like 200 something around on average per song, which is insane. But this song is just it's kind of got a pep in its step, and it's just, it's got a great vocal from Hansi. I think A Night at the Opera might be well, no, it's one of his best vocal performances, but not his best as the album. And this song just proves why that's for me. That album ranks up there for me, and that vocal performance as well. So Under the Ice at number 19. Moving on to number 18, we're going to go back to the Somewhere Far Beyond album, and we're going to go with The Quest for Tanalorn. Um, Again, this one, it just hooks you with its chorus. I think, a lot of Blind Guardian songs for me, and I'll say this over and over again in this video, they just hook me with the chorus, and then everything else is secondary, or not secondary. Everything else is a bonus if it's good, and a lot of their songs do have that bonus, great riff or great vocal part, and it's just and this song is just one of those. So the Quest for Tanalorn at number 18. Moving on to number 17, we're gonna go to the first and only entry from this album, Follow the Blind, and we're going to go with Banished from Sanctuary. And this album's from 1989. I think I said that. 1989's Follow the Blind, Banished from Sanctuary. So there's just something about this song that every time I hear it, it grabs me, and like it's not a lot of their speed metal stuff. Just really grabs me from the start. It takes a few listens, or it took a few listens to get into it. But this is one of those songs where it just instantly kind of grabbed me, and I was like, yeah, this is awesome. And yeah, just another fast ripper of a song. And yeah, not much more to say about it. Banished from Sanctuary at number 17. Moving on to number 16, we're going to go back to the Twist in the Myth album from 2006, and we're gonna go with another kind of ballady song. Um, and if you've heard the album, you know which one this is. We're gonna go with Scalds and Shadows. Um, there's just again this one, I heard it when I had that This Is Blind Guardian playlist on shuffle, and that choral part with the gang vocals just instantly grabbed me. And then it's got some great folky kind of guitar work on it, and it's just an overall really just catchy, great song. And yeah, just a really awesome, yet another ballad. And again, not the last. I'm sure you can guess what the other one will be. There's one more on this list, but Scalds and Shadows comes in at number 16. Let me get a quick drink of water. I'm a little parched. All right. So now we're going to get into the top 20. We just started the top 20. We're going to get into the top 15. And I think, not that like the songs before this weren't really, really good, but from here on out, like every one of these songs for me is one that, you know, if it plays on the playlist or I'm listening to it on an album, I might, go back and listen to it again. So, number 15, we're going to go. This is the first but not last entry, excuse me, from their 2015 album, Beyond the Red Mirror, and we're going to go with Distant Memories. And this song, I kind of was late to the party with getting into this song because, I'd heard the album multiple times, and, maybe it was just because I had it on in the background or something. I never paid attention to this song. And then I guess it came on. Gosh, I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was re-listening to the album again, and it came on, and it just really hooked me. And it's just a great kind of mid-paced song, and it's got some great vocal work, and it's just again catchy power metal. So Distant Memories at number 15. Now we're moving on to number 14, and this is the first, but certainly not last entry from 1995's Imaginations from the Other Side. We're going to go with Born in a Mourning Hall. This is one where, I think this song is like the perfect combination of like old meets new Blind Guardian, where, it's still really fast, but then it slows down at the chorus and it's got a really catchy power metal epic chorus. And yeah, it's just the perfect combination of, everything Blind Guardian had done before this album. Well, that really, you know, um, the album as a whole, but this song in particular is a really good example of a combination of everything they've done before and what they would do after this album, what they were, getting into. So, Born in a Morning Hall at number 14. Moving on to number 13, we're going to go back to 2002's A Night at the Opera, and we're going to go with the album opener, Precious Jerusalem. That's a common theme, I feel like, for me with a lot of bands, really. A lot of my favorite songs are actually the album openers. And, that's always the thing I'm looking for in an album is, if it's not got a good opener, then that's already a point off. It can be no better than a 9 or an 8.5 out of 10 at that point if the album opener sucks or is not great. And that's the thing with Blind Guardian is they know how to open a record, and obviously that's proven. You just look at my list. I think I have every album opener, I think through the first like 7 or 8 albums, like I have every album opener on this list, so they know how to open an album. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm looking at my list, and I think I have every. And this is a spoiler because I haven't named a few of them, but I think I have every album opener on this list except for like one. I think they have 10 albums, and I have 9 of them, or 8, something like that. But anyways, Precious Jerusalem. Um, This one just is like it's a super intense song, and it is just over the top, and it kind of sets the tone for the album. And yeah, it's just a great um just over the top Blind Guardian song, and one that I would definitely recommend checking out if you're wanting to get into the band. So Precious Jerusalem at number 13. Moving on to number 12, we're going to go to the first and only entry from this album, 2010's At the Edge of Time. And we're going to go with Tanalorn, Into the Void. There's just something about when Blind Guardian puts Tanalorn, excuse me, in the name of the song. Both times they do it, the song's awesome. And this one has a great vocal performance from Hansi. And that's another thing. Hansi, I feel like his vocals have gotten better as the career's gone on. They've gotten stronger, and he knows more how to perform live. He's not always going to hit the high notes. He'll go maybe an octave down, but he picks and chooses where he wants to go up and screech and hit that note. And this is one of those songs where he kind of picks like, okay, I'm going for it. And but yeah, just a great vocal from him, catchy chorus. It's just an awesome song. So Tanalorn, Into the Void at number 12. Moving on to number 11, we're going to go back to Nightfall and Middle Earth, and we're going to go with Nightfall. This one's kind of more of a ballady song, but not in the sense of like more of like a folk sounding ballad. This one's more of like just a really kind of awesome kind of power ballady song. It's kind of got that I don't know, kind of hoppy, jumpy, kind of, bouncy is what I'm looking for. The word. It's got that bouncy kind of feel to it, and kind of just makes you, when you listen to it, you just kind of want to sway like this, and yeah, just a great tune. So Nightfall at number 11. So top 10, top 10, top 10, and it is stacked with the majority of this top 10. Well, maybe not the majority. Yeah, the majority of this top 10 is from 2 albums, and um, so yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that, but so number 10, we're going to go back to Imaginations from the Other Side, and we're going to go with Another Holy War. And this one again, with many songs off of Imaginations, um, it's the perfect combo of the fast stuff combining itself with the more newer elements and working. It is just so good. And this is another one of those songs where it does that. It's got the fast parts, and then it's got that catchy power metal part in it as well that just makes this song just absolutely perfect. So, and again, another great vocal by Hansi. I think Imaginations from the Other Side the album, not just the song, is probably his best and most vicious vocal performance of his career, at least with Blind Guardian for sure. So another Holy War coming in at number 10. Moving on to number 9, we're going to go back to A Twist in the Myth. I guess I really like this album more than I think because there's 3 songs on it from this. There's 3 songs on my list from this album, and so number 9 is Fly, and this one is like a super different song actually from Blind Guardian. It's kind of like it's got these kind of tribal um, influences, I think, in it with the kind of drum patterns that are being played. But it works, and of course, they bring it all together with the chorus. And, of course, I sing the chorus, all the time. I sing most of these choruses. If I get it stuck in my head, I'm singing it all day. So, yeah, there you have it. Number 9, Fly from A Twist in the Myth. Moving on to number 8, let me get another quick drink of water. As I choke on it, we're going to go back to A Night at the Opera. Oh, gosh. Sorry. Oh, that's embarrassing. But anyway, we're going to go back to A Night at the Opera album with number 8, and we're going to go with my favorite song from it, Battlefield. And this was another one that I heard when I put on that playlist of Blind Guardian, and it just, I was just like, oh my gosh, like the choral parts on this song, and they're everywhere in this song. They all are catchy and they grab you, and it's just it's an amazing song. I'm actually looking at the list, and I'm like, probably thinking I should have put this song even higher on the list. So yeah, Battlefield at number 8. From A Night at the Opera. Moving on to number 7, we're going to go back to Imaginations from the Other Side. I think you guys can kind of tell now that might be, well, it's my Imaginations from the Other Side is my favorite Blind Guardian album. So yeah, we're going to go back to that album, and we're going to go with the script for my Requiem. Yeah, I mean, it's just another example of that fast speed metal stuff, infusing it with the newer elements they're adding into the songs. I mean, it's a great song. Um, Not much more can be said about it. So number 7, the script for my Requiem from Imaginations from the Other Side. Moving on to number 6, and this one we're going to go back to Beyond the Red Mirror for this one from 2015, and we're going to go with the album opener, The Ninth Wave. There's just something about this song, it's kind of almost got some like industrial influence in it, and I've kind of noticed that, especially with Beyond the Red Mirror. It's got some like industrial. They're not really. They're kind of subtle, but they're there. And this song has it like the first 3 minutes is like all kind of industrial beats, and then they get into the song, and there's just something about that part where Hansi goes. He's like, "Let this fire burn," and then they go into the chorus. That just it ties that whole song in together and makes that song when he does that. And it happens like 3 times in the song, and every time I hear it, even if I'm like, out in public and I've got I always do that, and people are probably looking at me like I'm weird. But yeah, that's just an awesome song, and definitely one that I would recommend checking out from Blind Guardian. That's probably the best song on that album too. I would definitely recommend checking it out. So yeah, The Ninth Wave at number 6. So moving on to the top 5, we're going to go back to, for number 5, we're going to go back to Nightfall and Middle Earth, and we're going to go with the album opener from that one, Into the Storm. Again, well, it's actually technically not the first song, but there's an intro that goes into this song. So this song kind of opens the album. Excuse me. But yeah, Blind Guardian just fucking knows how to open a damn album, and Hansi's vocals on this one. I think I've said, Hansi's vocals and catchy chorus. I think maybe with, if not every song, every other song, but they're just awesome. And the guitar work is awesome on this one. It's got some great, just real melodic riffs, and yeah, it's probably it's a perfect Blind Guardian song in my opinion. So yeah, Into the Storm at number 5. And we're gonna stick with the Nightfall from Middle Earth album for number 4, and we're gonna go with Time Stands Still at the Iron Hill, or as they would say in the song, the Iron Hill. Um, but yeah, so this song, um, it's one of those that it took me a while to get into. You know, I really liked it when I heard it, but it there was one time I listened to it and it just kind of clicked for me, and I was like, I think it was with my earbuds in, and that's how I really like listening to Blind Guardian. When you got the earbuds in, you can hear everything going on in the song, which is amazing. And it just amazes me how much they can put into the song and make it go over the top. And you know, this song, "Time Stands Still at the Iron Hill," would probably be the song I would recommend if somebody was, if there was one song that um, you should listen to if you want to get into Blind Guardian. I would definitely say this song. You know, it's just the perfect Blind Guardian song. It's the perfect power metal song, in my opinion. So there you go. Number 4, Time Stands Still at the Iron Hill. And now we're going to get to number 3, and we're going to go to the Somewhere Far Beyond album. And again, this one's another ballad, and this one should be no surprise. We're going to go with the Bard song. Um, I mean, it's just the song where you just want to raise your drink, whatever it is, whether you got a beer or a soda, or even if you've got even if you've got a water, raise it up and sing that chorus, man. Like it's just, and plus, it's about, Tolkien and all that stuff too. So, what's better than raising a glass and singing about, the Bard song? It's just it's an awesome song, and their performance of it at I guess Vakken, what would it be, 20. It's one of the it's on YouTube. If you look up Bard song live at Vakken, it's like the first video that pops up. It's an amazing fucking video, and it's just awesome when you get the whole crowd singing this song. It's really neat. So yeah, there you go. The Bard song at number 3. So top 2, and they're both going to be from the same album. My favorite Blind Guardian album, and I kind of went back and forth on which of these songs I wanted at number 1, and I'm still not totally sure. And I'm probably, by the time I hit the button to stop this recording, I'll probably change my mind again. But we're just gonna do it right now before I change my mind. Number 2, from Imaginations from the Other Side, we're gonna go with the title track, Imaginations from the Other Side. Um, this one is a super kind of different song for Blind Guardian. It's kind of got a weird, um, beat, but it's 7 minutes of just Blind Guardian doing what they do best, which is just awesome power metal. And even though it's kind of got that weird beat at times, it'll speed up, and when it speeds up, it's awesome. And even when it does that weird beat, which it does on the chorus, it's awesome. And right as I'm talking about it now, I'm starting to change my mind. But before I do that, let's just go ahead and let's go to number 1. And we're going to, of course, stick with that album. And we're going to go with and of course, Imaginations from the Other Side was the opener. My favorite Blind Guardian song for now is the album Closer, and the story ends. This one is one of those songs that it's just, I can't even put it into words how awesome it is to me. And it's just one of those songs that again, when you have the earbuds in and you can hear everything going on crystal clear, or the earbuds or earphones or whatever, you hear it crystal clear, and it's just it's like an out of body experience when you listen to this song, and that goes for pretty much all of these songs in the top 5, 6, 7. It's like an out of body experience when you listen to them with, like, earbuds or headphones in. It's like wow. And yeah, that is Blind Guardian. And the story ends. Great riffs, great vocals from Hansi. great choir parts. It's just awesome. And we'll leave it at that. So, there you have it, folks. There is your top 25 Blind Guardian songs with a couple more than a couple honorable mentions, but not as many as Metallica. Um, One thing I will say that is you're probably wondering where's Valhalla, and I like it, but I don't like it that much. I'm kind of like the band. The band wasn't necessarily big on it when they recorded it, and that's kind of how I feel about it. It's kind of meh, but whatever. I won't get into it. But yeah, there you have it. There's my 25 favorite Blind Guardian songs. What are some of your favorite Blind Guardian songs? Leave them down in the comments below. I'd love to see them. And as always, guys, stay safe and keep it metal. And let's fucking get this year over with. Thanks for watching.